Lakewood, Colorado, Trailblazer Stadium, two of the better programs in the box stake, the Rectangle, Colorado. Welcome to Stream It Sports, bringing you Front Range Conference Lacrosse. Season finale for one of these squads. The other still has a couple ahead of them, a couple of makeup dates. This should be very entertaining for you. Marty Cesario, along with Executive Director Phil Mildren, Alex Wines is with me, and also the rest of the crew, here to bring you the Wheat Ridge Farmers against the Columbine Rebels. Again, an excellent matchup between two of the better programs through over a course of a decade or so on and beyond that, taking each other on here in 2015 men's lacrosse. The Wheat Ridge Farmers will be wearing the dark jerseys. As you see, the teams break the huddle, approaching that center line, getting ready for the opening face-off. Wheat Ridge wearing the blue in white, the Rebels of Columbine. Waiting for that battle, which should be enjoyable, Dylan Compton and Benny Pacello right there on the center line X. As expected, a nice battle. Eventually, a ground ball pickup is going to have to be taken. And coming over here to the wing and out of bounds are a couple of players, including, I saw battling for it, Lucas Leba, who is a D1 product for the Columbine Rebels. So reset for you visually as we just get underway here on Stream It Sports. The Wheat Ridge Farmers wearing the dark black jerseys with the blue numerals trimmed in gold. They've got the dark black helmets. Columbine in the defensive zone right now. White jerseys and the gray helmets as they clear after the steal. And that is Dylan Compton bringing it up, one of the seniors for the Rebels. It is senior night for both of these squads. Last home date for both the Rebels and the Farmers. Couple of changes as now the Rebels set up in the attacking zone. Far side with it and working with it, Lucas Leba. And the whip. A little too far to the near side, away from the crease. Correct myself. That was Landon Kramer. We'll talk about him very often. Kramer, a commit to Sacred Heart University in Connecticut. 2-year All-Stater. Closest to the end line was Columbine, so you see them maintaining possession. Just getting underway from Trailblazer Stadium in Lakewood. Front Range Conference Lacrosse. Shot, blocked, excellent save by Wheat Ridge, and that's a great story in the goalie cage for the Wheat Ridge Farmers. Doing a nice job, Mason Markham just started playing goalie a couple of weeks ago, was an offensive midi, and has done so well in the last couple of weeks for Coach Knott's Wheat Ridge lacrosse program. The Farmers in black, under head coach Chris Knott, his 11th year as the head man for the program. Two of the better coaches in the state of Colorado and impressive staffs too. A lot of professional experience with the assistants that are underneath us as we look from west to east here at Trailblazer Stadium in Lakewood. Easy clear. We're going to get the shot. No. And now the reset from Wheat Ridge on the near side. But the Farmers on the attack. Bringing the subs in and a violation. So an unforced error on the part of the Farmers. And you see the Rebels trying to hustle up and get the quick transition. And the Rebels match it with an unforced error on their own, missed exchange. And so the Farmers will have it. Long stick way across the way to the far side. And the Farmers will bring it up. Good hustle defense coming to check him. Dominic Sanfilippo. Release from the long stickman. That's no good. A little bit wide to the near side. And back there picking it up. Nice ground ball. Snagged by Austin Haight and a reset up top. Moving it around, Reagan Devine. He's waiting. Looks like he's going to issue the give. On the move, Matt Binns. Trying to get it back to that X position. Not going to happen. Good defense, Columbine Rebels. Problem, ball on the ground. Now they're going to battle for it. Long stickman, a couple of whacks, and eventually picking it up was Reagan Devine. Problems setting things up until now. The whip, and it's good. Dan O'Connor, first point on the board at the 8:33 mark here in the first quarter. Wheat Ridge scores first. Dan O'Connor with a nice feed from across the way to get that first goal on the board for Wheat Ridge. Setting up the scenario and what the implications would be depending on the outcome either way. Wheat Ridge has a lot more to shoot for. At best, third place within the Front Range Conference. They've played a very aggressive schedule throughout the regular season. What they're trying to do is get an 11 seed or higher in the upcoming playoff tournament. Coach Knott agreeing that, it's always best to think about avoiding teams like Cherry Creek, Regis, Kent. Very powerful Mountain Vista team this year. Columbine defending right now in white. They've already wrapped up at least a share of the Front Range Conference. Nice season so far for Coach Plitnick. 3 losses so far in the regular season for the Rebels, playing defense in white. 2 of those on the road in Florida, one of them against the number 1 team in the state in the undefeated Cherry Creek Bruins. Nice resume for each of these squads as Wheat Ridge works in the attacking area. Give to the inside. Nice defense waiting for him, denying the dodge. Cody Bartusiak. Expect to call his name. There he is defending this time. Again, staying in front. Almost a steal that time. Trying to work around. For a moment there, Reagan Devine thought about it. But back to that X spot behind the cage is Wheat Ridge. Trying to get to the interior. Good defense across the way by the long stick midi for the Columbine Rebels. Easton Hartman doing a good job harassing the ball. Still working the dodge, and still Hartman putting in a lot of effort defensively. The whip around, and boy, that's a nice move. From behind the net, able to get enough room, Austin Hayes scores to give Wheat Ridge a 2-0 lead at 6:36 here in the first quarter. So Wheat Ridge is on the board twice to get things going. We're still very early on in the first at Trailblazer Stadium. A goal by Dan O'Connor at 8:33. Then, as you just witnessed, 6:36, Austin Hayes able to bounce one in from the near side, very low. Right there on the cage, the goalie could not seal it off. More attacking right through, and an excellent save on the part of Columbine's Jake Miller. Miller, an excellent goaltender for the Rebels. First team All-Stater last year as just a sophomore. Here he is in his junior campaign, still doing good work. Right now, he has allowed 2, and that's why you see on the score bug down at the bottom of your monitor, here on Stream It Sports, 2-0 lead for Wheat Ridge in this Front Range Conference matchup. On the drive, the dodge, the shot's going to get off. Another nice block by Jake Miller, who seems to be dialed in now based on those last 2 saves that we just watched. Still closest back there along the end line was Wheat Ridge. They will maintain possession. Work it back up top. Reagan Devine again. Pardon me, that's Grayson Hurd, who's now working alone on that far side as you get a tighter shot. Careful, and it does get through. So Hurd all the way from up top, travels 45 yards, whips around the cage, and is able to get one through. So less than a minute after the Austin Hayes goal, Grayson Hurd, unassisted, gives the Wheat Ridge Farmers a 3-0 lead. A little bit surprising. 3-0 Wheat Ridge. Ground ball pickup, Farmers coming this way to the wing, Trey Sayers. Enjoy watching Sayers play. He's got a lot of size, just a sophomore. Young squad for the Wheat Ridge Farmers. As we have a timeout, we get a look in at Coach Plitnick's squad. Again, Coach Plitnick, his 6th year as the head coach of the program for Columbine. Assistants Corey Hughes, Pete Hine, Sean Snodgrass. Coach Plitnick, born and raised in New York, actually came out here to Colorado to play football and attended CU Boulder. Speaking of the lacrosse team, you want to support them on Twitter at Columbine Lax. If you want to follow along with them, go ahead and get on the Twitter. You can see their handle right there. Dig around for Wheat Ridge. They also have a dedicated team handle at WR Boys Lax for the Farmers. As we get a look in on the Farmers, Coach O'Connor on the right side there. Dan O'Connor played a little ball at Army. Again, there's a lot of great pedigree on the staffs, not just head coaches, but all throughout the assistant coaching staffs for each of these squads. These kids are in good positions being in these programs, and that's part of why they have been a couple of the best programs in the state of Colorado over the course of a decade and beyond. After the timeout, Wheat Ridge will keep it. They have a 3-0 lead here in the first quarter. As you see at the bottom of your monitor, 5.5 and ticking here in the first at Trailblazer Stadium in Lakewood, Colorado. To make sure I point that out because we are global here on Stream It Sports. Proud to give this to you. No clicks, it's free, no subscriptions. We're not going to make you jump through hoops, just enjoy the lacrosse. Meanwhile, working off the dodge and down low, block and a save by Jake Miller. After an excellent job working to the interior by Austin Haid, looking for a second goal, but denied, and we have a whistle-blown stoppage in play. See Travis Torline raising his hand because he recognizes an infraction. So it'll be a man-up situation for the Farmers. The violation, body check. Kneeling next to the timers table, underneath us and off your screen for Columbine for 2 minutes is Brevin Fields. So again, a man-up situation and up 3-0 Wheat Ridge. Bounce from 20 yards away. That's no good. And up above the crossbar. Farmers will maintain possession. Up top and the man up. Wheat Ridge leading 3-0. Patiently working it around. Exposition. Cross to the face, right up front. Boy, that's nifty work and a goal for Austin Haid, his second of the game, to make it 4-0 Wheat Ridge. You hear some of the dads claiming a certain degree of knowledge. Paraphrase them, are you waiting for the second half? A little unhappy with the way the Rebels have started off here. Haid scores his second of this quarter and the game in the man up, and now Wheat Ridge has a 4-0 lead. Meanwhile, that great face-off matchup. Nobody victorious. Results in ground balls. Pacello and Compton are going to go at it all night. It'll result in a Columbine possession. There was a release on that, so we're even strength out there. Waiting for the go sign. Rebels working it around on the far side of your screen. Now up top, quarterbacking the offense for the Rebels. With it for a moment, Justin Gonzalez. They work it all the way around and back up top. Allen. Gonzalez charges. Gets through. Knocked away. Excellent defense on the part of Trey Sayers. Good ground ball pickup. Coming out with it for Columbine. Gabriel Mean doing a good job, and will it result in a shot? Yes, but it's stopped. Nice work on the part of Mason Markham, again, a kid who's only played goalie for 2 weeks. I asked Coach Knott what's translating because he was an offensive midi. Why is that working out for you? And he immediately chimed in saying that, well, Marcus is one of the most athletic kids he has in the program. There's the goalie, always an odd situation. Markham all the way up top, trying to get back to his original position at the start of the season. Farmers bringing in an attackman, you see, jumping out on the screen, Zach Hall. We expect to call his name often, the leading point totaler for the Wheat Ridge program. Hall will stay on this near side wing at the bottom of your screen, number 6 right there. He has it. Zach Hall, sophomore. Working the dodge, nice pick, and a shot that's wide. Past the end line, and Farmers are going to keep it after the missed shot by Zach Hall. That may be one of those where Hall has not had a shot on goal yet. Let him release one, start to get the feel of the action. Wheat Ridge still in a good position, up 4-0 here in the first. There's Hall, and a nice stop by Jake Miller. Has a high level of awareness of the sophomore, Zach Hall. Working the clear, nice job getting away. The long stick for Columbine. Lucas Leba, another D1 product. We have a few out there on the field. Leba is going to play at Detroit Mercy. Already a signee. Rebels still patient, down 4 here in the first on Stream It Sports. Ball goes out of bounds. If you're enjoying this, maybe you got a little bit of jealous. Offer these broadcasts to all programs, all sports. You can get your game broadcast. Email info@streamitsports.com or simply connect with us on Twitter if you would like at StreamItSports. Very honored to be bringing you this broadcast. And you should know if you're part of either one of the communities, Coach Knott and Coach Plitnick setting this up so we could bring this special event to you here on Stream It Sports. Proud to do so. Little back check whistle. That's going to be a turnover. Quick clearing on the run, the Rebels. Trying to get one to the interior. That's a little bit off. Trying to get it inside to a streaking Gabriel Mean. But it goes out of bounds, and picking it up is Wheat Ridge. Back to the goaltender, Markin. Looking for that long shot to the wing. Near side, yes. Good job getting across center line, but then it gets popped loose. But nice hustle to go pick it up. Reagan Devines had himself a nice first quarter and then gets popped and dropped to the ground, flags up. It'll be another man-up situation for Wheat Ridge, leading by 4 early in this contest at Trailblazer Stadium. .30 seconds next to the timer's table. Landon Kramer is on one knee underneath us, and a man up for about 25 seconds more is Wheat Ridge, again leading 4-0 in this game. Errant pass across, odd release, and that'll kill some time off. 4-0 lead, goals by Dan O'Connor, 2 by Austin Haid, and then Grayson Hurd has scored once for the Farmers. Good hustle to pick up the ball and the quick transition. Wheat Ridge pressing again. Still man up right now. Will they get one off before Landon Kramer can get back on the field? Missed exchange there. Far side, working around with it. I believe that's Dan O'Connor, who has the first goal in this game. And that's how we're going to finish the quarter. Get a look at those two squads, the Rebels and the Farmers, getting after it. We have a long way to go. O'Connor, Hurd, and 2 by Haid. Wheat Ridge has a 4-0 lead after 1 here at Trailblazer Stadium. Look to the right of the Farmers, in good position with a 4-0 lead. Dan O'Connor at 8:33, Austin Haid at 6:36. At 5:42, Grayson Hurd scored for Wheat Ridge. And then at 4:30, in the man up, Austin Haid scored his second goal of the game, and that's where we sit. You see the scoreboard. 4-0 lead for the Wheat Ridge Farmers. Rebels fans trying to jack up their guys, banging on the aluminum bleachers. Extra sonic effect because it is chilly out. As of right now, it's 44 degrees here on a Monday on the west side of the Denver metropolitan area. It has been rainy for the last 2 days. We can handle it because it's spring in Colorado. You just never know. But it has been raining the last 2 days. Just stopped earlier today, but still a little bit chilly at 44 degrees. That's the warmest it has been all day long. The guys don't care. They're lax players. They're tough. Right now, Rebels have work to do. We flip sides. So moving right to left will be the guys in the white jerseys, the Columbine Rebels, down 4-0 in this Front Range Conference matchup. The Rebels have already clinched, at minimum, a tie in the conference, awaiting a shot. The whip, no good. Nice read by the goaltender, who's been sharp so far through a quarter of play, Mason Markham. That shot on goal by Landon Kramer, looking to make some things happen. Kramer, the Sacred Heart signee. There's Kramer up top. And the leave to Justin Gonzalez, who's going to work that far side. 2 behind the cage, working together, and the Rebels doing a good job just reversing the ball around. Kramer on the dodge. Defense, Trey Sayers. That's a nice matchup. Kramer collapses for a moment and then gets away and blasts it through. A goal by Landon Kramer, first on the board for the Columbine Rebels. Rebels fanatics taking advantage of the cold aluminum bleachers, banging away as they saw Landon Kramer being resilient. Dropped to the ground at one moment, but wanted to get a shot off. Eventually, nice dodge, far wing, gets one through, and a score on the board for the Rebels. Still down 3. A battle, ground ball pickup, coming out with it. Those are the Rebels, Lucas Leba. Quick transition. The Rebels now going to set up. They've been very patient in their offensive possessions in the attack zone. Waiting for exchanges. And that's a bad one right at center line. Wheat Ridge comes out with it. Nice ground ball pickup on the part of Dima Makarov. Dima, one of the few seniors on the Wheat Ridge program. It's fun to watch him step out with his mom and dad, along with some of the other seniors. Just 4 seniors of note, we'll say. Bartusiak, Makarov, Pacello, and Binns. Those are good ones. All getting flowers, which every guy likes. Oh, Mom. Just hang with us. Let's get a picture. Meanwhile, Wheat Ridge driving, get the shot off. A little bit wide, just guided to that far side by the Rebels goaltender, Jake Miller. Miller gave up 3 early on and then seemed like he started to get dialed in. Yes, at the 4:30 mark in the man up, Austin Haid scored again for Wheat Ridge. But Jake Miller seems like he's all set now. See that shot? It's blocked by the long stick. Now a battle for it on the run. Can't pick it up. Gregory Atwood, after the very nice defensive play, giving body to take one in the chest. Atwood, number 20 on the left side of your screen. We have a whistle, and the Farmers are going to get it, but applaud the play of Gregory Atwood, the senior. Atwood's always an easy guy to spot when you're down on the turf, you realize how tall that kid is. He's about 6'4", 6'5". Flag on the play. We'll have to see and verify that. I looked down at the timers table. I think that may be picked up. Just a timeout. Coach Knott and his crew not happy with how things have progressed in the early on in the second quarter. Still the Farmers, who we're looking at right now. Props, by the way. I sent a tweet out last game I visited. Gotta love when you put the coolest flag in the State of the Union, right? Colorado flag. Can't beat that. Put it on your jersey. I will definitely give you love. A little break in the huddle for Chris Knott, who is a graduate of Wheat Ridge High School back in '94. He actually won 2 state titles as a player back in '93 and '94. Talked about the assistants on both these squads for Coach Knott and Wheat Ridge. Pat O'Connor played at Army. Ken Clausen, UVA. Involved with the Outlaws organization. Greg Downing, also involved with the Outlaws. Josh Sikora played at RPI, was a high school All-American at Golden High School back in the day. That's an easy sell if you've got a young kid who wants to play lacrosse, either one of these programs. Spring in your staff and then throw out the resume. Okay, I'm good. My boy's going to learn. 4-1 lead, Wheat Ridge with the ball, and a shot gets in and through. Another on the board. Credit Walker Denton, the junior, with the goal for the Farmers. .830 mark. Walker Denton, his first of the game, after Landon Kramer scored to open up the second quarter to make it 4-1 and get the Rebels off the schneid. Wheat Ridge scores. Walker Denton back to a 4-goal spread in favor of the Farmers in the dark jerseys and with the ball. Zach Hall steps out. He's going to shoot it through and charge. Play the part of the cutter, but no feed coming his way on the near side. Wheat Ridge can take their time and be patient. They've got the 4-goal lead after the Walker Denton goal. Dad's calling for shots. Little help in the stands. That shot, save. Yes. People in the dark jerseys down in the field thought maybe that one got through. No, a save for Columbine, and Jake Miller, who's banged up a little bit far side. We'll keep an eye on him. Meanwhile, ball gets through. We've transitioned to the left side of the field here at Trailblazer Stadium in Lakewood. Rebels trying to get one through. Nice job getting to the interior. It's popped loose by one of the D-men for Wheat Ridge. I'm going to give credit to Trey Sayers. I believe that was Sayers again. Pardon me, Reagan Devine doing a nice job defensively to pop the long stick of the Rebels on the attack. Reset, up top, Landon Kramer, who has the only goal in the game for Columbine. Getting one across, bounces one in and scores for the Columbine Rebels. Landon Kramer to make the game 5-2. So one of the D1 products for Columbine doesn't like being down 4 goals. He scored twice here in the second quarter. Now it's a 3-point spread still in favor of Wheat Ridge, but Kramer is hot, and the Rebels, can they put together 2-3 in a row to tie this game up? Still a long way to go, and Wheat Ridge has the ball, pushing with it. After the nice face-off win, Justin Kehoe, and he'll come off the field working with it for Wheat Ridge, Dima Makarov. He's going to dodge, keeping that in his left hand, makes to the inside, and ball popped loose. Picking up the high bouncing ground ball, Gregory Atwood again. And I mentioned, let's keep an eye on Jake Miller. It seemed like on that last exchange, he hobbled a little bit, trying to shake off a leg injury. Looks like he's okay on his wheels, but is in trouble and getting hawked defensively by Dan O'Connor. And a timeout called by the Rebels, having trouble clearing on that. So Coach Plitnick and his staff take the timeout and reset the way they want to go about their business. As we look at the Columbine Rebels, Aspire Beverages, proud sponsor of the Columbine lacrosse team. Aspire's an interesting story created by a couple of dads who were also coaches. They were tired of all the excess sugar and artificial chemicals in the industry with all the leading sports drinks, so they, instead of just talk, they went ahead and created their own, something better. Aspire Natural Sports Drinks, loaded with electrolytes, antioxidants, vitamins, minerals, all the good stuff. You can search around the web and even on Twitter if you'd like. Pretty easy handle. Right now, those Rebels, as they break from the timeout, still down 3 goals, but starting to put some things together, and that's thanks to the senior Landon Kramer, who scored twice here in the second quarter. Down 3 with the ball, still trying to clear Columbine. Go signal. Now Nolan Hector trying to get away. Stolen away by Wheatridge, looking for a cutter to the near side. Oh, right through the center slot. Nice pass, but couldn't take it in, and we're going to battle some more. Eventually picking up ground ball and coming out with Adima Makarov. He wants to get back to X position and set up his offense or work on his own. Looking for a cutter to the inside. No, he tries a radical angle to get one through. Excellent job defensively. The stop by Jake Miller, the junior goalie. A battle right at center line. Men down, flag up, and falls to the turf. That got the crowd excited. To be honest, our crew got a little excited about that too. Some MLAX toughness out there. That's Colorado style. So the infraction called against the Farmers. Zach Hall will kneel next to the timers table. The first man-up situation for the Columbine Rebels, down 3 in this contest here in the second quarter at Lakewood. Patiently working it around. Careful. Good job screening. Landon Kramer has done everything for the Rebels here in this first half, and he has the ball right now. Looking for a center slot cutter, not going to happen. Defense collapsed in for Wheatridge. A whip from up top, and that's far and wide. Past the left shoulder of the goaltender, Mason Markham. End line closest, Kramer, and he's going to give it. Careful, guys. Mitchell Valentine has it for the Rebels. Pardon me. 32 White. Nicholas Stash out there. In the man up still is Columbine. They've had one shot off. Perhaps one coming from Kramer right now. No. Excellent feed to the inside. It hits the post. Markin saved by the post in the man up, and it'll be Wheatridge ball. Markin in trouble. Ground ball. Great job up front for the Rebels, causing havoc and chaos for Columbine. Nicholas Stash, 32, left side of your screen, right there. Bugging the goaltender, knocking it loose. Eventually receiving possession for Columbine. Back to even strength. Far side with it, Jacob Allen. Gives back to Jackson White, and Allen again. Near wing. And across again. Excellent defense for Wheatridge. Justin Kehoe Noted for being so strong on the ground balls. Excellent defense that time, just sealing the dodge. Meanwhile, Rebels looking for a cutter. Look at that, stolen away by the goaltender. Nice instinct. Mason Markham, a guy who's only played in the crease for 2 weeks, recognizing where that ball's coming and just takes it away in the air. Farmers playing some good D, still up 3 right now. Finished off the first quarter with a 4-0 lead. Kramer scored twice for the Rebels here in the second. Walker Denton scored once for Wheat Ridge. That's where we sit at 5-2 as you see on the score bug. 3 minutes left until the halftime intermission. Farmers with the ball, working it around. Haid, who has 2 goals in this game. Back to the X spot, work it back around and up top. Far side, traveling through, looking for a cutter. That's not going to happen. Rebels with a good defense, collapsed in, protecting their goaltender, looking for a cutter right there. From behind the cage, the feed no good. It's interrupted by the defense of the Rebels. Good work. Hartman on the clear. Looking downfield, I thought Markham was calling for it. No, not the case. Bounce pass across the way. That works out just fine. So now the Rebels will set up even strength. Columbine in white, down 3 in this front range conference matchup. Final regular season game for Wheat Ridge. The Rebels have 2 more, both essentially makeups. Neither wants to lose, and the Rebels are now only down 2 after the goal by Jacob Allen into the net for Columbine. Jacob Allen at 142. First time this game, the Rebels have been able to put 2 together in a row after Landon Kramer scored at 6:40. 142 mark, Jacob Allen. And now we have a 2-goal game, Wheat Ridge with the ball. Makarov's been handling it often for Wheat Ridge. Up top, bring in Reagan Devine. Charging through. We've seen 1 shot from Zach Hall, the leading point totaler for Wheat Ridge this season. That shot, the bounce attempt, a little too strong. Farmers are going to keep it. Haid right up front, taken away. Nice block on the part of Jake Miller. Like that move from Haid right there. Ended up on that far side, right near the goalpost, but Jake Miller, denial. Meanwhile, clear and moving, Rebels, but a whistle. And a timeout. We're sitting here in April. We're not too far away from just flipping. These days with sports being 365, 24/7, fall comes real fast, and we'll have a whole bunch of football for you, volleyball, basketball, lacrosse. Keep that in mind as we go and move towards the 2015-2016 season. If you'd like to guarantee your games are broadcast here on our platform, streamitsports.com, you can email us, info@streamitsports.com, or connect with us via the Twitter. @StreamItSports. Easy handle. Maybe get a mutual follow. And if you want, you can pick me up too. Mine's easy to spell out right there. How about that? The operation is legit and professional. I even get my own Twitter handle popped there on the screen for you. I've been throwing out a few things. Always part of my rhythm of game preparation. I like to share a few things. Each of the programs have had some fun, which we get a look at the gentleman with the longer hair down there, part of the staff, Ken Clausen. It was kind of fun discovering that he's got a lacrosse mustache thing going on, all in support of the Headstrong Foundation. Had to toss that out there because of very good reason. We talked about doing barbershop mustaches ourselves. Meanwhile, under 30 to play, Rebels have been able to creep within 2 after the Jacob Allen goal at 1:42. Rebels have the ball right now, working with it and releasing Jackson White, the junior. White closest to the end line. See if the Rebels can get a shot off in the last 10 seconds here. Whip around, and they got one through, yes! Columbine is within 1 after the goal by Nicholas Stash. So Wheat Ridge scores 4 in the first and blanks the Rebels, the top squad in the conference. Slowly, Columbine's been able to creep back within 1 before the halftime break. We're 8 seconds remaining until the guys head to the locker room. Face-off center line, coming out with it, Pacello for Wheat Ridge. Ref winds it up, and that'll be the end of the half. Very entertaining. Nicholas Stash scores at the 8-second mark to pull the Rebels within 1. Long way to go, full 2 quarters in this Front Range battle. MLAX, men's lacrosse on StreamItSports.com.